Welcome to the zoning board of July 22nd, 2025. My name is Marty Akins, the chairman. Mr. Vice Chairman, Mr. Chin, Mr. Himmel, Ms. Barry, and Mr. O'Brien. Our clerk, Mrs. Griffin, sitting beside me, behind me is Director Conlon. If you get a cell phone or a pager, please put it on vibrate or silent, not to interrupt the meeting. If you want to speak, go outside, please. If we could have a motion, there was no meeting July 8th. We could have a motion for last meeting.
Yes, motion to accept and waive the reading of the minutes for the regularly scheduled meeting of June 24, 2025, and to note that there was no July 8th, 2025 meeting.
Second, someone?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so moved. Under old business, CBA. Oh, is anyone gonna speak tonight? Could you please, anyone gonna speak, stand up and take an oath, please? Raise your right hand. If you don't take an oath, you will not speak. If you don't take an oath, you will not speak. Thank you.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in the matters now in hearing? Okay, thank you.
Under old business, Ward 1, ZBA 2511, Manuel Pavia for a variance and special permit to demolish the existing dwelling, rebuilding the same footprint in a three-story flood-compliant dwelling with a four-stall garage on the general level on the premise number 656 C Street. Is the applicant and the representative? You have the floor, sir.
Yes, I'm here, I'm Manuel Paiva. I represent the owner. My address is 20 Varsity Place, Bridgewater, Massachusetts, and the owner is present here tonight. As you are aware, we're here under a continuance to remove the exterior stairway to the home, provide colored elevations of all four sides of the home, to change the height of the building to comply with the 35-foot maximum height restriction. And we also included an update on the dimensional form, where we were, the one submitted said 33 feet, crossed it out and put 35, because now we're at 35 feet. The presentation here is the same plan set that was filed initially, and I'll highlight the changes on the submission. This was the previous site plan. As you can see, the stairway in the back right corner of the dwelling, that has now been removed, and I apologize, that was a late submission. When I was preparing for this last week, I found out that it was missing from the set, so I ran those up to Ms. Griffin to add to the set. So that's why that was on your desk when you got in here. This was the previous floor plan, again with that stairway in the back corner. That's the ground level. The plan submitted omitted that stairway, also showed the single electric meter in the back corner of the building. In the front corner of the home, we're showing the single gas meter, and we showed the two AC condensers on a raised platform in the back left corner of the home. On the first floor plan previously submitted, the revised one omitted that stairway to the balcony. And what else changed here is in the utility storage room, we actually laid out the equipment that would be in there. The first floor furnace, the water meter, the electrical panel, and the storage rack for storage. And the first bedroom there is renamed the master bedroom. All the ceiling heights are indicated at 8 feet. They were previously at 9. That was one of the things we did to make this compliant height. The second floor plan previously submitted was this plan. The updated plan, again, eliminated the stairway in the back right corner. By eliminating that stairway, we were able to bump out the bedroom sill in that back right room. Before, with the clearance of the stairway, we didn't do it, so now we created another shadow line on that rear elevation, renamed the rooms to bedroom 1, 2, and 3. And in that utility storage room, actually laid out the equipment, so you could see there's a second floor furnace and then the storage racks with maneuverability around it. The two rooms in the front that were a candidate of discussion in the previous meetings, we renamed those his and hers home office, laid out the furniture and file cabinets. Both owners of the home, the Mrs. and Mrs., run businesses, and they'll be working out of their home. And again, to reinforce that this is a single-family home. They have 3 children, 2 which live out of the state, 1 in New Hampshire with a family, 1 in San Francisco. This was set up so when the family comes visit, each child has their own room with their children and their own bathroom. And first floor would be for the parents. This was the previously generated elevation. If you see on the far left, it was 37 feet 6 inches to the top of the roof, and with 9-foot floors, first floor, second floor. That was edited to be 8-foot floors, first floor, second floor. We were able to comply with the 35 max height to the ridge line, and we removed the stairway to the 2 balconies. And what was, I think, deceiving before was the lines on the architectural panels were very dark, and it made it look busy. So I was able to lighten them up and provided the colored elevations, although they did not show up good on the scans, but the colors proposed are a gray siding, light gray, with a medium gray standing seam metal roof. So these are a lot better to see, if I can hand these to you.
Sure.
The scans did not come out well, and I apologize for that. Rear elevation previously was vinyl siding and then architectural panels on 3 sides with the stairway. We eliminated the stairway. We put architectural panels on all 4 sides, so they're all the same now. And you could see the raised AC units to get above floodplain on the stilts. There's the site plan. Again, all the setbacks have not changed from the initial application. This is the same variance exhibit that I did with showing if we were to comply, the green area would be what we could build. And went through it kind of fast, but if there's any questions, I could answer any of them. And again, the homeowner is here with me tonight.
Going up 35 feet on that corner, and it's just a corner, it's a square. And they asked you to build something that's gonna look like the residents that are there. Here's the drawing you want to see. I have no question, it's not what I asked for. Thank you.
No questions.
No questions, Manny.
No questions.
Not at this time.
Is there anyone here that'd like to speak in favor? First call, second call. Third call, closed. Anything from correspondence from the city? No
No new
Nothing new.
correspondence.
Is there anyone opposed or undecided? First call, second call. Counselor?
Dave McCarthy, 48 Whitney Road, Ward 1. I've never been in favor of this setup. I know we've looked at it a couple of times. To me, that neighborhood on C Street, Post Island Road, Shoreside, it's all resi, it's all family homes. When I see this design that comes out here, multiple bathrooms, there's 4 bathrooms in this house. To me, it looks like the setup of an apartment. Not saying it is, but I'd like a whole new design on that plot. And that plot also, and I'm sure the board has been down there taking a look at it, it's very tight on Shoreside for the parking setup, that radius to go into the garage. And I know they've got, I think, 4 spots underneath. I probably see more cars coming into with that amount, if we approve this, which I hope you don't, in that neighborhood. It's tight as it is already. I think we need a smaller home in that plot down there. There's not a lot of room, so I'd love to see another design. I'd love to see there's a few homes down there that in 2018, when we got whacked with the flood, they turned it around and they built them up. But some of those homes that are right there on C Street, they were pretty torn up, and I'd love to see this house. Mr. Paver put a design up there that works, because there's a couple of homes there that I know that have been done over in that area, and that's a nice little neighborhood. So I'd love to see another design, because this one here is just too much for that corner. It's a very tough corner there at Shoreside and C. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Is there anyone else? Opposed or undecided? Call the part of the hearing closed. I just think it's not, that house is not the house for that corner. It's just not, and it's way too big. The design is square. It should look like a house, you know what I mean? Look like a house. I don't care if you got 4 bedrooms, what you got in it, make it look like a house. This looks like a square, it looks like a square. The poor people that live beside him in the rear. If I had to look at that the rest of my life, I think I'd sell my house, I swear to God. So I'll be voting no.
I know that the applicant's been here many times, and we've tried to guide them in a direction that we think would be positive, well-received by the neighbors and the city. But it does seem like, for this particular location, not the right design, so I will be voting no at this time, or allowing them to withdraw.
Too big. I'm not accusing Manny of trying to give us a two-family and calling it a single, but it does have that ingredients in it. And I don't really think it's raised to the level of rascality that they're trying to pull one over on us, but I don't like the design, I don't like the size. It's a 3,600 square foot lot, it doesn't fit, so I'll be voting no.
I don't think any changes have been made significantly, given our feedback in the last 3 meetings. The 2 rooms on the second floor have been renamed, but there's been no significant configuration that would change my opinion to have me vote in favor of this.
When you first came in, it reminded me of containers out in Castle Island being stacked on each other. Now all I see is an army barracks. I don't know, it doesn't have a neighborhood appeal to it as a house. If you look at the stuff across the street, you know, they are homes that are built to view the water, and they present as homes that are there, even the small ones. So I have a real difficult time with the whole thing here, so.
Manny, you have a choice to either let us vote or reconfigure the property, speak with your client, and we'll give you a minute. Let me take a 5-minute break. Give them 5 minutes to decide this. Won't they have a discussion, guys? Get back to business. I just told him and his client, man, he can sit out there until they figure it out, and we'll just continue our meeting. Further under tonight's agenda, DBA 2518, Claudio Arujo, for a variance to construct a 120 square foot mudroom onto the existing structure in the premise number 25 Upton Street. Quincy, is the applicant and the representative here? I think this here is all yours.
Hi, good evening. My name is Alice, and I represented All Matters Construction. Claudio over there is the owner. The homeowner is not here present this today, tonight actually, but I'm here with the plans. We are proposing to build a mudroom porch over the left side of the house.
Yep.
So, first, oh, I thought she was. To the left side of the house, with around going, use the setbacks that now is 17, the existing one is 17.7, 17 feet, 7 inches. And we propose it to go, to reduce to 8.25. So that's what we are planning to go on the setbacks.
And is that, you say it's just gonna be a mudroom with no heat?
No heat.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Any questions?
One question
Sure.
on the side setback. Is that the stairs that's gonna be protruding into the?
The stairs will go on
Or is it gonna
the,
be the roof?
the roof will be a rubber roof, but no deck over it. It will be like just decorative architectural railings on that. No structural to go over on it. But the stair will be on the side only, because it's a little bit higher from the floor, on the elevation of the floor, but just a small on the front.
So how do the stairs relate to the setback relief that you're looking for?
Actually, sorry, I'm confusing here. Oh, yeah, the stair doesn't affect the setback because it will be it's not on the corner, it will be on the middle to the back. So if you see on page A4, on the plans,
I don't have it.
Mine stopped at 8.3.
yeah, on page A4 on the plans, yeah, on 2, you can see the stairs that's going on the, excuse me, can I show you?
Oh, that's the one I have. Yeah, that's the one I have.
Yeah, so this is the, on the plans, you don't
Yep.
have A4, oh.
Mine stopped at
That's all we have.
You can stay here. I have
Yeah.
one more copy here if you want to.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So he's coming up the stairs there, rolling it, and he's coming up there. I figured he was
Okay.
gonna do something like that. Because they ain't gonna match. I said, he's gonna come up, he's just gonna go left.
And that's part of the porch back there, or that's stairs?
No, this is stairs.
Okay, so there's stairs on both sides?
Yes.
So there's gonna be, it's a walkthrough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And yeah, there's you mark it.
Relocated from utility lines, so,
okay. Thank you,
You can stay with that.
take my question.
thank you.
I didn't have to pay for it either.
Any other questions?
I have no questions. He just answered them, thanks.
Thank you.
You can have a seat. Saturday's gonna be a busy day, huh? Is there anyone here like speak in favor? First call, second call, third call, closed. Correspondence, none? No. They reviewed the project and have no comments. Is there anyone opposed or undecided to this project? First call, second call, third call, closed. I'll be going in favor.
I'm in favor as well.
In favor.
In favor.
Okay.
We have a motion, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, ZBA 25-18, Ward 4, Claudio Arojo, for a variance to construct a 120 square foot mudroom onto the existing structure on the premises numbered 85 Upton Street, Quincy, Mass. Move to allow the application.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so moved. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You can have these back. Thank you.
Getting back to Manny. What's your decision?
After discussion with the homeowner, we would like to withdraw the application.
Okay. Do you have a motion to withdraw without prejudice?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, ZBA 25-11, Ward 1, Manuel Paiva, for a variance and special permit to demolish the existing structure and rebuild in the same footprint a three-story flood-compliant dwelling with a four-stall garage on the ground level on the premises numbered 656 C Street, Quincy, Mass. I move to allow the withdrawal of the application.
Second.
Without prejudice.
Without
On the motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so moved. Thank you, Manny. Further on to tonight's new business, ZBA 25-6, Andrew Child for variance to demolish the existing one-car garage which fronts Ardell Street and construct a two-car garage with storage above on the premise number 24 Berkshire Street, Quincy. Up and a representative here.
Yes, he is.
You have the floor, sir. Once it
Thank
comes up.
you. I have a presentation I'd like to share with you this evening in addition to the submitted materials.
Name and address for the record first.
Andrew Childs, 24 Berkshire Street, Quincy, Massachusetts.
Thank you.
Bring one sec.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, so in addition to the prepared packet you guys have, I have some slides that I wanted to go over. Just to kind of get our bearings, 24 Berkshire Street is located in the Montclair neighborhood of Quincy, sort of North Quincy. We're bounded on the west by the President's Golf Course, right near Hole 10, if any of you are golfers, and then West Quantum Street on the south. Zooming in a little bit, this is the lot layout of our property from the city's GIS map system, or the blue outline. I marked up this same plan a little bit just to make it a little easier to see. Our property is technically two lots as it's recorded with the Registry of Deeds. Our residence or home sort of is the lot that has a frontage on Berkshire Street, and then our garage and driveway is the lot that has frontage on Ardell Street at the rear.
Were
Our
those
pro-
combined at one time, put in one piece of property?
I believe so. I paid
Yeah,
twice the recording fees at the Registry of Deeds when we bought the house 10 years ago. But
Yeah.
I
But
never,
then they
I never
combine
filed
it,
to combine them, beyond that.
It's automatic.
They combine, right, automatically, that would be combined as one lot now.
Okay. Fair enough. This is so I wanted to go over like some existing conditions before we get into the sort of proposed projects. My partner and I have owned and lived in a home for 10 years. We bought the house actually from my cousin, who's here now. And they lived in it for the 10 years prior to that. We love the home, we love the location, we love the neighborhood, we love everything about it. Part of why we're here is because we would just like a little bit more breathing room as we sort of see ourselves staying here for the foreseeable future. It's 1,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths. It's perfect for a family of 2. As we might expand and grow our family, we'd love a little bit more room. It was built in the 20s. The Dutch Gamble architectural style is one of our like favorite parts of it, and is a little bit of an homage to like other parts of the neighborhood. I'll show you in like a later slide. So, from a practical purpose too, you can see that there's this large granite retaining wall that I think is technically owned by the city. I'm not exactly sure, but it's shared with each of our abutters to the south on the right side and the north on the left side. But it prevents any sort of equipment access up to the property from the sort of front of the lot.
Yeah, you just go to Adele Street right here.
Exactly,
where this
exactly.
is. All right.
So this is an existing conditions view of our sort of backyard. I'm standing on a patio that we put in, all the landscaping and hardscaping and stuff like that you see, pretty much all of it we've put in. And then this is existing conditions from Ardell Street. So you can see the mature sort of shrubbery on the left side, the green giants and the emerald green arborvitaes. We want to keep as much of that sort of as possible. We want to knock down the eyesore of a garage that's been there forever and the existing driveway. From a zoning perspective, the lot or the existing conditions of the garage are 7.4 feet setback from the neighbor's yard and 5.3 feet setback from the public right-of-way, the sidewalk. The garage existing is 10 feet tall by about 12 feet wide. So what we want to do, like I said, is to knock down the garage, knock down the driveway, and in its place erect
Being a tree, taking a tree down.
the large shrub that's just in board of the property. We would sort of take that down, in part because the garage, the proposed garage is extending 2 feet further into our backyard than the existing. So what we're proposing, that sort of dot down there in the bottom left corner, that's matching the same left dot of the existing sort of structure, so we're not gonna like
No, we got
exacerbate
it,
any.
we got it,
Yeah,
go ahead.
okay, fair enough. So the existing, or the proposed structures would be 28 feet wide, 26 feet deep into the property, and 23.8 feet tall.
How big?
28 feet wide, 26 feet deep into the property, and then 23.8 feet tall.
Okay,
I know I've attended a couple of these zoning hearings in the past just to get a sense of what the questions are that you guys are interested in. We're thinking the primary residence is cedar shake, so we're thinking either that, hardy panels, or one of the two, sort of depending on the elevation. PVC composite trim, black windows, probably a black garage door. No street work or no additions or modifications to the existing curb cut. That's an important sort of part of it. So this is the elevation from the public right-of-way. This is the elevations that each of the direct abutters would see. So 31 Ardell Street, which is the one that's like driveway is closest to the property, they would see the elevation on the left. The elevation on the right, a little bit further away, that's what they would see. You notice the Dutch gambrel sort of roof line with the split pitch. And then this is our backyard elevation. This is what the architect drew, but we would add pretty substantial landscape, plantings, foundational plantings, evergreens, around each of those, the doorway area, to sort of match the vibe, if you will, of the rest of the property. From the plan view perspective, what we're sort of seeing in the dotted line on the gray is the footprint of the existing garage, and then you can sort of see the slightly irregular shape of the driveway. As I mentioned before, we're gonna extend further into the backyard and just take over a little bit further on the right side, which I'll explain in the next slide why. So this is the proposed layout of the first floor, essentially the garage floor level. We have 2 cars, so we're looking for sort of permanent all year round parking for both of those vehicles. And then I'm sort of a hobbyist woodworker. I'd love the space to have a workbench. All my tools are in my basement right now, which is a pain in the butt to pull all my tools out every time I want to do a project at home. I'd love to have a dedicated space in the garage that I can set everything up and sort of have it live in sort of perpetuity. On either side of the cars, I'd also love space for snow blower, rakes, shovels, all that kind of stuff. Also on the first floor, we wanted to, because we are proposing a second floor, we have an internal staircase proposed. I think that that's a much better looking solution than an exterior stair. This is basically 3'9" is the clear dimension. Sorry, 3'3", 39 inches is the sort of clear dimension of the stair. So it's about as tight as we can sort of take it from a code perspective, but also maintaining symmetry. On the second floor, this is just proposed as additional sort of storage space. Like I said, we've lived in the house for 10 years already. We've filled all of the available closets, basement storage, everything to sort of the brim. So we'd love a little bit more space to expand, especially, again, if our family does expand. This project, you guys might see as part of the application package, was originally conceived of as we would add additional living space to the second floor. But once we sort of realized that the 5-year moratorium on the streets was gonna apply in effect when we could sort of start construction, we sort of decided it made more sense to just move forward with building this out as additional storage space. And then if we decided we wanted to come back and add additional living space here, we would get in front of this board and submit another sort of variance proposal to convert that space to a living space at that point. Because what we're showing now, there's no utilities to it. There's no water, there's no sewer, so we wouldn't be able to make it sort of a living space anyway. So that's the proposed sort of second floor layout. This is the interior sections of the project. Again, just sort of showing open space. It's not really specifically spoken for. Not sure what we're gonna do from like a storage perspective, but besides the programmatic sort of design of what we are looking for the structure for, one of the things that we wanted to do was sort of see how it would fit in the context of the neighborhood. So I just sort of walked up and down Ardell Street and snapped a couple pictures. The top left corner is sort of a reminder, that's what our house looks like from Vershire Street. But the A, B, and C, which I consider the direct abutters, A, B, left and right, and then C directly across the street, so those are the yellow ones. All three of those have a Dutch gambrel sort of style with the two-pitch roof, as well as two of slightly just further far neighbors, E and D, which also have the roof. So in general, we're sort of proposing a structure that fits in the context of the neighborhood, at least as far as we feel. And then reviewing the project with the neighbors, after you guys send out the sort of a butter letter, I went around and knocked on many of the doors, and many of the neighbors have written letters of support, actually, that I think you guys might have in the packet. So basically, everyone in the neighborhood that I've talked to is largely in support of the project. That garage that's been there has been an eyesore for a long time, and so we're looking to finally do something about it. So that's what we're
First
doing.
of all, how did you live there with that garage for 10 years? No, it looks like it's gonna fall down and hurt something. That's how bad.
Yeah.
And I wondered why you could even live there that long. With the
Truth be told, we weren't sure what we were going to do with it. We understood it as like an existing
should've written
non-conforming
it down so
condition.
no one got hurt. I'm surprised someone didn't get hurt, really. Animals living there or something. That's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah,
And
that's why we're
I was
doing.
surprised when I
trying to do
saw the
something.
front of your house in your yard, and I'm looking around, and then I seen that, and I goes, oh my God. Second thing, I'm not in favor of you coming back here and get living space there, so I won't be in favor of this storage that you have designed with that piece of property. If you want a two-car garage, that's what you get, two-car garage, just so we're upfront. No, you're not gonna come here and just get a place of storage and then come back here. And that looks like a single-family house waiting to go and then subdivide the property, so. I'm not gonna be in favor of the big garage, fill it up with what that you need and all that, so. If you want a two-car garage, I'm just gonna tell you first, I'll be in favor of it. And some storage space, like short storage space where you gotta bend down to get in there to put stuff up. So that's what I'd be in favor of.
If I were to remove as part of our permitting process any notion of additional living space on the second floor,
I mean,
make that part of the required sort
I'm
of like,
not, I'm not.
you're not opposed, you're not in approval of it?
I'm not in favor of that at all, no. No. If you wanna do that someday, come on back and we'll see what it's like. Build your garage.
So I should,
I'm I'm only one
Yeah, okay.
person.
Sure,
There's 4 other people who are gonna speak and ask you questions.
fair enough, yeah.
I figured you were through, so I
Yeah.
took my spot.
Are you
Mr.
finished-
Vice
you
Chairman.
finished with
I'm
your-
finished with my presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I tend to agree with the chairman. I think it is too tall. I think it's a little bit too big for that area. It does remind me of a house. Another single-family house certainly big enough for that. So I would be happy to allow you to have a garage, a two-car garage and workspace and snow blower space and all of that. But I do think that having a second floor makes it quite a massive structure and conducive to, other kinds of uses, which I wouldn't be in favor of.
I could see a second floor not quite as robust as you've got
Right.
for basic storage. My second story, my garage is plywood, pieces of mahogany, woodworking items that I have to pull down. So this is just too large, I think.
Can you tell me exactly what the clear height is in the center of the second story space?
Yeah.
Plans are really
can-
small. They're
Sure,
hard to
can
read.
zoom in, yeah. So part of the layout, why Dutch Gamble's sort of ever evolved as like a popular floor plan or architectural style was such that you could sort of get increased space without sort of seemingly increasing the massing, right? And so what we're sort of showing is we're 8'8" to the underside of this, but from here over, oh, you guys can't see, sorry. 8'8" from the top of the subfloor to the underside of the roof joist we would add. If we were to fit it out with sheetrock, which is not something that we've talked about doing, we'd add strapping and then sheetrock sort of below it. So 8'8" is the sort of maximum. But part of it is to keep the same sort of slope of roof as many of the sort of adjacent areas for this portion of the pitch. But where this kind of gets down to it is that it's only 6'1" at the top of the windows. And if we were to make the whole structure any shorter, we're starting to make these windows kind of very squat. That then just sort of changes the overall proportion of it. that from like the floor plan perspective, the 28 feet
See, I'm not in
wide.
favor of that. I'm not in favor of what you're building there. I'm in favor of a smaller, if you want some dressing windows on top, smaller dressing windows, I go for that. But that's all. I just couldn't, it's too big. It's too big. Too big. You need a two-car garage, here to help you.
So you've, okay, sorry.
Oh, I appreciate your honesty about looking for living space up there, but we discourage that for various reasons in the residential area that you're in. If we're opening up a door that would explode if we permit that. As a course of action, we generally reject them. But I appreciate your honesty. I think, again, storage is storage, not with an eye towards development or occupancy.
To be clear and transparent again, is that we had sort of originally come up with this design shortly after Massachusetts passed the law, paving the way for ADUs to be a by right, development sort of a project. So it's kind of like, hey, let me build this thing. I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to use it for additional living space. It makes a lot of sense that I would benefit from having additional living space for our family of two for now, but for the foreseeable future. We've already lived in the house for 10 years. I'd love to live in Quincy for as long as possible. This would give me a little bit breathing room to do that. And so the idea being, let me build the thing, and then, once all the ADU stuff is figured out, I can come back in front of this committee and potentially convert it. But until that point, I don't have sewer, I don't have water, I don't have anything that I
But
can do.
you just, in 5 years, you get sewer and water and you turn it into it, dig the street, you're all set, you got a house. That's why I'm not in favor.
I
I'm
can't
not in
do,
favor of two houses on a lot in a residential, family neighborhood. It's not.
And the city's not there yet with the zoning. We don't have auxiliary units yet. And with the zoning up there, I think it's being reviewed or being looked at, so.
Different
We
rules.
can't anticipate that it's gonna be allowed, let's put it that way. In this type of zoning, which is one of the
Res A,
issues,
yeah.
which is A.
so is there a specific height that the board would find that this structure would be
Yeah,
allowable
if you need
for?
some small storage space. I mean, what are you gonna put up there that you need 8 feet, 9 feet tall? You don't need nothing. You need storage space, like he says, you go put boards up there, a couple of doors sideways there, cause you're gonna remodel the house or something. You got a little workspace downstairs. That's a big garage, that's a big garage. Garage usually like 20 feet wide, you got 28-foot wide garage, that's big. That's a house, so. You get the big garage, just give yourself a small storage space up top. Or no storage space, I don't care. That's up to you, so. Your call.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm just, what does he wanna do if he knows?
I have to obviously spend a little time sort of think about it, obviously with construction costs being what they
Sure.
were. The notion of doing the whole excavation process and foundation process of a two-car garage, those costs are exactly the same if you do a one-story structure on top of it versus a two-story structure on top of it. So frankly, we were just looking for a way that
All
we
right,
could.
you can have, I'm gonna go through the rest of the hearing and let people, you can have a seat.
Okay,
Is there anyone here who wanna speak in favor? First call, second call, third call closed. Correspondence, we have correspondence here. Mr. Himmel, you can read the correspondence from the DPW in, please.
ZBA 26-6-24 Rochelle Street, letter of support. Attached, please find a letter of support from the following abutters. Grant, 30 Ardell Street, Duddy, 25 Rochelle Street, Sikora, 28 Versailles Street, Edouard, 29 Versailles Street, are 31 Ardell, and Brown, 23 Ardell Street, Quincy, are in favor.
The DPW is just a standard letter, it was paved, and we got a 5-year moratorium on it, so. It says Versailles Street was paved in 2002, you can no longer, and Adele Street was paved in 2021, 26, you can open up the street again.
That's just the public hearing notice.
Yeah, okay, we're all set. Call that public hearing closed. Is there anyone here opposed or undecided? First call, second call, third call closed. Your decision, my friend.
I'd like to continue, so I can have some time to go back and.
Sure.
Plan.
I want to look at, first of September. I have to, because we're jammed. August is, we got hundreds of units coming here, so why don't we look at
So August, so September.
September?
9th.
September 9th. I make a motion to extend this to September 9th.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, ZBA 25-6, Ward 3, Andrew Childs, for a variance to demolish the existing one-car garage which fronts on Ardell Street and construct a two-car garage with storage above on the premises number 24 Vershire Street, Quincy, Mass. Move to continue the matter to September 9, 2025.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Your motion adjourned.
Mr. Chairman, I move to adjourn this meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you, gentlemen, ladies.
12:15?
Uh,